Hello, everybody. I'm going to talk to you about a crazy concept today that you probably never heard, escape the internet. And I don't mean this about not using technology. I'm a huge lover of technology, so that's not what this is about. Who you're seeing a picture of here is one of the best big wave surfers in the world, Allison. She also works for ISEC Partners. ISEC Partners is a group of hackers that we actually pay to hack us. They're white hat hackers, as most of the hackers that I work with are. My parents get kind of upset with me when I say this, but I can't help myself. For the last 15 years, I've been lucky enough to help the Dark Tangent in running DEF CON. And DEF CON's been around for now 22 years. And I have learned more from my education from the best hackers in the world than I ever did at an Ivy League. And we give these tools away for free to all of you. You can find them on our website. So it's something that you can all learn. And to make it even a little bit more accessible for those of you that aren't technologists, about 5 years ago, I started a nonprofit called Roots Asylum, which is the kids' version of DEF CON. We teach kids how to love being white hat hackers, and you can also find these talks online. And they can teach you a lot of things that I've learned, such as I can hear your calls now. My daughter's outside listening to all of you that are not behaving Thor and are texting right now on your phones. This is not NSA level stuff. We showed the kids how to do this for a $400 device that could be carried around in a backpack. So it's not just the NSA. Furthermore, one of the things that we've shown the kids is how to turn on your interfacing camera on your smartphone, your laptop, and your TV from anywhere in the world. Again, not spy-level stuff. So when the summer of Snowden hit, my first reaction was, duh, doesn't everybody know this? I was assuming that all of the new attacks, dozens and dozens of new attacks that we show every year at DEF CON, are used by the NSA. And it's worse than that. They're used by 70 nation states at the very least around the world. And even worse than that, there's thousands and thousands of data brokers out there that spend every minute of every day trying to find every piece of information they can on you. And this is the real threat to my friends and family. Why do you think that the government went to technology companies and to data brokers to help them with surveillance? Because they are the masters of surveillance. This is what they do. This is how they make their money. I've boycotted Facebook my whole life, and I tell my friends and family to do the same. And when I say boycott Facebook, I'm talking about boycott it for your personal conversations. I think it's irresponsible for you to put photos up there of your children. Facebook is a great tool for publishing something to the rest of the world, but that's the only way that you should be using it. Furthermore, I think you're stupid to Skype. Really, I'm serious. Have you read their privacy policy? They have full permission to do whatever they want with the conversations you're having with your mother and your fellow human rights fighters. And in fact, Thor's told us some horrifying stories about what governments around the world do with these conversations. And what's happened is that privacy policies have switched to ownership policies. They're not there to protect you anymore. They're to take your information and own it and be able to do whatever they want with it. And that's where we are today. And so if we meet me here today and we become good friends, please don't invite me to a party because I don't want a shadow dossier of me. You're selling me out. It's rude to upload my contact information to these databases. Follow the money. These guys are making money off you every single day. So when you use a service, please ask yourself, how is this company making money? And at the worst of this problem are the data brokers. There's thousands of them, the worst of them being Experian. Experian does a lot of bad things. Luckily, Congress is looking at it pretty closely in the United States. They sell lists of dementia sufferers, rape victims, erectile sufferers, milk lovers for 7 cents a piece. And pretty much what's happened is the system's out of control. I don't believe that the CEOs of these data brokers are evil people, but the system, like I said, has run away from us. And I'm not sure how many of you have read 1984, but it reminds me a lot of where we are today. The brainwashing that occurred in this book that Orwell wrote was that everyone in society believed that war is peace, slavery is freedom, and ignorance is strength. It all seems really ridiculous to us now, but I see a similar brainwashing that's going on in our society today, especially in the United States. And that's that they say that surveillance is your friend. You have nothing to hide, and resistance is impossible. I've already put everything out there. What am I to do? And what I've got to say to you is that surveillance is not your friend, and it's not actually your friend even for big data analytics, because we can be a lot more efficient about understanding data if we don't save everything. And you do have things to hide. Most of you here know that, but everyone out there has things to hide, like your birth date and your birthplace and your children's every location and move. These are things that we need to protect. If not for you, for those around you that are not as fortunate. And also, resistance is impossible. This is not true. Resistance is here. There's a lot of things you can do. For instance, if you have put your birth date and birthplace and child's information out there on the internet, go and put misinformation out there. Put a wrong birth date, wrong pictures, and you can mess with the system. And that's one way that you can really resist here. Big Brother that is watching you at every moment of every day. This was an ad that Steve Jobs made in 1984 about 1984. And what we're seeing now is actually the same thing. It's 2014, and we're in an Orwellian state even in the United States. We've lost these rights. This is one of my favorite books of all time. Cory Doctorow is one of my advisors, and he teaches us in really simple terms, this is a young adult novel, things like cryptography and how you all should know about cryptography and be using it every single day of your lives. And steganography as well. These are good tools for all of us to use around the world. So I'm telling you, it's your duty to encrypt. This is how we give power to the people, and this is how we fight the surveillance state. And so I have one last story for you here, which I think some of you heard in the press conference, but my ancestors helped start the United States, and one of them was a drummer boy for George Washington. And the thing that they did together was establish the US Post Office. And the US Post Office was different than the British Post Office at this time because George Washington had a theory. And he said in order to build a strong social system, we must have two things. We need to have communication without the government's prying eyes and freedom of information without government censorship. It's my belief that these are the most powerful tools that we can give to the world, and if we do, we can have evolution instead of revolution. And that's what I'm here to help you do. I have some tips that didn't make it to the post office today, but hopefully we'll have them later for you on ways that all of you can communicate in hostile environments, things that I've learned from the best hackers in the world. And I look forward to the next 15 years of my life learning from all of you who I consider the true superheroes of our day. And really honored to be here and look forward to meeting each one of you. Thanks.